So A Haunting in Venice is the third go-around for Kenneth Branagh playing the character Hercule Poirot. I'm not going to struggle to pronounce it. I'm just going to mispronounce it for your amusement. Anyhow, his third go-around playing the character, also his third go-around directing a film starring the character which he plays. And I gotta say, the other two movies, Murder on the Orient Express, Death on the Nile, they're fine, but I always felt like the end reveal of the investigation is the point. It's kind of a trap that a lot of these murder mystery movies fall into. I can't help but see the end reveal of the murder mystery as the more important part of the point, the destination more important than the journey, so to speak. Is it due to the directing or just how I annex the information? I don't know. Question for the philosophers. Probably that second one, but it's how I am, I guess. However, Murder in Venice, I thought, had an incredible hook that the other two were lacking because it's not a murder mystery. It doesn't start out that way anyway. It becomes a murder mystery. But the initial point of him going to this place using his particular set of skills is to debunk a supernatural claim of mysticism and haunting. That's just fascinating to me. Also, if you've never gone down the rabbit hole of seeing people debunk mystics and otherwise scammers, you are letting the best of life pass you by. Free entertainment on YouTube, folks. It's there for you to enjoy, have fun. But in a world where what the eyes see and the ears hear, the mind believes, having a very grounded and logical character like him come face to face with things that are seemingly supernatural, it was just it gripped me. I wasn't fixated on who is the murderer. That's the important point. I was more enjoying the ride as I experienced it. The ride of the main character's logical brain going, that can't be supernatural, but the primal part of the wiring of his brain still being there, being like, yeah, fight or flight. Obviously it is. Because we all have that. We come from a long line of very smart ancestors who were like, the shadows and darkness, that's where predators are. I'm going to stay next to the campfire in the cave. Thank you. We don't necessarily need to logically think like that per se in this day and age, but the wiring is still there. It always cracks me up. We all know that very logical person who's like, I'm a staunch atheist. Ghosts do not exist. Sweet, there's a haunted hotel downtown. You want to stay a weekend in a room? Fuck no. Right? Because fear, fight or flight, it just overrides logic. And it was really entertaining seeing famed investigator Hercule Poirot still fall into the same shit we fall into. There are also some fun moments of cinematography, camera work, and camera play to hammer home those moments. Those really close-up, claustrophobic, isolating shots. I mean, it's not a psychological deep dive kind of film or anything, but I will say the hook of its premise was a proper sequel. It took the character in new directions for us. Also, I like the fact that his character does show growth. It doesn't feel like the character from the previous films is just kind of copied and pasted into here, like years haven't gone by. Because the growth never stops, my friends. The growth stops when you die. This film understands that. His reputation precedes him at this point. People line up outside his door to ambush him when he leaves for the day, you know, whoa, please investigate this or that, and he just has to tell these people no. I felt the toll that his life and job is taken on his soul. It felt real, it felt lived. It's not like they just made him boring out of the blue and called it growth because they don't know how to write a life that feels lived. Also, cherry on top, no other way to say it, the movie is a perfect runtime. Clocks in at about an hour and a half. Internet says it's an hour 40 minutes. I feel like that's with end credit, so we'll go ahead and call it around an hour and a half. I know I bitch about runtimes a lot on here. It's not that a long movie by nature is going to annoy me. A long movie annoys me if it's too long without purpose, just like a movie that feels too short and rushed also annoys me. The perfect runtime for a film is a perfect runtime for a film. If it's 4 hours, so be it. If it's 90 minutes, so be it. The runtime of A Haunting in Venice I felt was perfect for A Haunting in Venice. In the end, I enjoyed this one. Of the Kenneth Branagh directed, we'll call it a trilogy now, of Hercule Poirot, this is my favorite of the three.